Hi. My question is kind of a combination of a lot of the answers that you have already given, but mainly for me, I'm at a point in my life, this is my son, at a point in my life where I've been more of a mom and just don't give anything to myself. I give everything to everybody else. So within me, I feel that I almost don't have a right to do things for myself, or I can't find the motivation to just get myself up and do it. So wanted to get from you some sense of what advice would you give to someone who almost feels like I have given up. I mean, I have everything in the world that I need, health, everything, but physically I don't feel well, but I just almost don't care. And I don't like that. I just don't know how to get out of it.
How many children do you have?
3.
You gave everything. You're a martyr, correct?
He doesn't think so, but.
Correct. So you feel as if, regardless of what external circumstances, you feel like you sacrificed yourself. You've given up everything that you have for them. And that's a role that you've become personally identified with.
Absolutely.
Right. How old is your youngest?
She's 15, he's 17, and I have 18, almost 19.
You bend like that bow, and essentially you're moving into a different stage. You've got teenagers and older. You're not making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and wiping butts anymore.
I'm not wiping butts, but doing the peanut butter and jelly.
But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
You're not just, and they're taking on their own characters.
I disagree with that to a point. My husband has been very, very loving, but almost sheltering them, where if I cook a meal and they don't want it, they can have whatever else they want. And so they've always been, that's not my personality, that's my husband's. And it's really hard to work with that. So now, when you're saying they're kind of stepping into a role, I have a college sophomore now, but she just came home and now she sits at the table and says, Mom, I want something to eat. So they don't have that independence that I wish they had, or even my son, I love him to death, but he'll say, Mom, I need a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at 11 o'clock at night. And so I have to do this. So that's kind of, I'm still
So maybe
stuck.
you're ready to move
Yes.
into a new role, but they're not letting you.
Yes.
Okay, good, because like I said before, with regard to taking on different roles, it's either intrinsic resistance or extrinsic, the world around you. Yeah, you've got to invite them to recognize that you're a different person now. And oftentimes, and this is general, it might not be specific to your situation, but this might be useful. Oftentimes, to get a different response from the people in our environment, we literally have to look differently to them. We literally have to put on a different costume. If you're always wearing the costume of Batman, right, and everywhere you go, hey Batman, how's it going, Batman? Hey, and they approach you in that particular fashion, but you don't want that anymore, you've got to put on the costume of Spider-Man. You have to put on a different costume. My invitation to you, and this is easier said than done, but I know this is what you want, and this will change the way they behave towards you, is to lose weight. Start exercising and changing your diet. You need to take control of something for yourself, and not only will this give you a project that is not theirs, has nothing to do with them, that is purely yours because you've already been a martyr. It's mine now. I'm going to lose 50 pounds. But when they see you 50 pounds lighter, there's a dissonance. Your daughter goes away for 6 months and comes back and she sees a slender mom who's cooking vegetables instead of peanut butter and jelly. She has to figure out, how am I going to deal with this woman? I don't see Batman anymore, so I can't behave like Robin. I have to behave like, well, what is this? I've got to figure you out. Changing the physical appearance is going to be helpful for 2 things. It's going to change you because of your habits and your discipline in that regard, diet and exercise, but they're also going to behave differently towards you because you look differently. It'd be worth trying.
Yeah.
You know, the deeper issue as to what might be a challenge, and we've talked about it, a challenge to you losing that weight could be a different conversation, but my invitation would be, have you given that a try yet?
Well, I have, and, I've done different things, and I lost the weight, and they ask, let's do this, Mom, I don't want to eat that, Mom, I want, let's go somewhere else, or whatever to eat, or whatever the case may be. And I find myself just letting go and say, okay.
Make this number one. Make this your priority. Because they're good, they're fine. If kids healthy and strong and smart, cool, they're all right. They'll be okay. It's one thing my dad would always say too. Because my mother's, you remind me of my mother. My mother's the same exact way. My dad would say, they'll be all right, they'll be fine. Just take care of yourself. Look, they're big, strong kids. He knows what a refrigerator is. He could make some food. If you don't want to eat it, it's fine. Let him go do it. You did your job, and then you move on. Do your job mechanically. Don't be emotionally attached to the result, right? Just like the bow. I did it. I'm doing my best. You don't want it? Fine. I'm going to the gym. You see? And that is going to require shedding an old version of yourself and stepping into and creating a new version of yourself. That's a tremendous journey, but your entire life will change when you change in that way.
Yeah, the other problem is, in taking that step, is that I carry guilt over.
That's the masochistic character structure that my wife is giggling about over there, because I didn't want to say that. You're a masochist. You're a masochist and you're a martyr, and you'll feel bad by doing that. Guilt is not an emotion. Guilt is a concept whereby what we feel in our body, because you're feeling in your body what you feel, and the brain battle one against one another. I don't know what kind of childhood you had, but it may have been one where you should have been a good girl. Be a good girl and do what you're told. That's this going up against that. And that creates lots of tension. It creates much more than that, but it's very unhealthy, physiologically and physically. It causes a lot of the heaviness in your body. The heaviness in your body is associated with that guilt. Okay? Bioenergetically, you have tears coming up. I see it as I'm speaking to you. They want to come. Find opportunities where you can get those tears out. Get them out. Go in the shower and cry. The tears are there. They need to come out. You're very tense here. That's why you're so built up here also. You're very tense here, and you're holding back lots of sobbing. Cry it out. Get it out. I told him to get out his anger. You have sadness, frustration, but it's coming up as tears. It might show up with him with wanting to punch and kick. Coming up with you is sobbing. That holding back of the tears is the same holding back that's not letting you do this. So you literally, bioenergetically, you've got to use your body and your energy to get out that catharsis. You got to let it out. Go cry and then get off.